Number 3, beautiful building to the left of flag central, as you see there. That flag is absolutely enormous. It's almost the size of a football pitch. Women's 67, men's plus 80s. We've seen it with all the heavyweight with, you know, with Latalo and Cook back in 2012. But now Samson and Latalo, the fact that Cho maybe hasn't had a good result here, you know, maybe there's an option that, you know, Great Britain might think of Latalo as a heavyweight. You know, all options on the table. And this is the issue now.
You're not asking me to comment.
Oh, I'm not asking you to comment on that. But the Russian, you know, he's just a 19-year-old. Any other Russian heavyweight is going to be looking at him and going, "Oh, for God's sake, what's going on here?" You know, this closes the door on any other heavyweight Russian making it through to the Olympics. Here's our first semi-final, and the number 1 athlete, Milica Mandic of Serbia. And she will be up against Mandic-Konieva, the woman who defeated the world champion and world number 3, Bianca Walton. Just looking at their early results here, Mandic had the most easiest victory. I commentated, I don't think I've seen such a one-sided match. But she beat Simon Alamo comfortably by 12 points to 3. And Simon Alamo of Spain is no pushover, a former world champion herself, and to be beaten 12-3 shows the form that Mandic is in.
Absolutely no question. Rosanna Simon has that pedigree, has that quality, but she came up against Mandic, and the thing that I'm so impressed by Milica Mandic is the mindset. It's the way that she concentrates, the way that she intimidates, and she's going to need it because Konieva is a notoriously quick starter. She likes to dominate. Dragan, the Serbian coach, excuse me, very experienced indeed. And it was the first ever Olympic Games medal, gold medal for a woman from Serbia. And it was a wonderful win for Mandic in London.
Absolutely, current Olympic, and that's why she's carrying the flag for Serbia at the opening ceremony. Out of all the athletes, she was chosen.
Yep, she's actually good friends with Novak Djokovic, the tennis player. So Djokovic has a vegan restaurant in Serbia. So Mandic and their coach, regular visitors there. So obviously sporting icons, and she's managed to take that first point there.
She looks very focused here, doesn't she? She's a picture of concentration. Wow. And again, that's the kick that destroyed the Spaniard in the previous round.
Yep.
Just a straightforward front push kick, time and time again.
And that's the thing, is that, and it's absolutely, you're right when you say it's a straightforward kick. It looks straightforward. It's the least flashy. It's the, as you called it rightly, the bread and butter, the basic kicks. But to be able to execute that is the athleticism. I go on about it again, but the non-kicking foot. The closer the non-kicking foot is to the opponent, the more power you have, and that's why these shots score.
Both athletes score there, with one with the push again, Mandic with the front push, and it was her opponent, Konieva, who came with the side kick around the edge. Both scored at the same time. Good opening this is. Both offering the fist as well for the punch. That's interesting.
Yep.
Both showing each other that the fist is there if they need to. Good start.
Absolutely.
I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, it's a great match. I'm glad to see you enjoying it. It's good.
No, well, you know, at the end of the day, Taekwondo is not all about the flashy stuff and going for head kicks all the time. There's some real heavy tactics going on here. And these two are top athletes and sussing each other out very quickly. There's the point. You know, that is Mandic over and over again in this competition.
As you say, the heavy tactics from the heavyweights, they know how to get into that distance and get the points on the board. And it's the ability to get close to your opponent, bring the non-kicking foot in, and that gives you the great power differential, that gives you the body balance. And at the moment, Mandic is meriting this lead.
Well, the Ukrainian, as I said earlier, she's actually not taken a gold or silver since 2012. So
it's lazy, that's all it is.
It's incredible. Yeah, she's world ranked number 19. She's been out on many events. She's obviously got to later stages, hasn't been able to convert, which is unusual in Taekwondo.
Well, when you look across we talked about the quality of and obviously I'm joking when I'm saying that, but the quality of the field in Europe, we only have to look at the draw today. if Europe is the strongest division for women in terms of competition, if you're getting into, you know, last 16 quarterfinals and you're coming up against Gladys Epong, or you're coming up against Ivanova, or you're coming up against Konieva, you're coming up against Walton, they're the ones that are taking the medals away. So that's why there's a bracket beneath the world-class fighters. It's so difficult to make that step through. We saw it with Resh Muging of the Netherlands. She's in that bracket just beneath the true world-class fighters, and it's so difficult to make that breakthrough.
Yeah. Absolutely spot on there, John. And the crowd are getting together because they realise they're all coming from the coffee shops and the stalls that are underneath the stands here. As they know, their man's coming up next. And Azerbaijan could walk away with 3 gold medals out of the 8 on offer here. Should be, you know, Azerbaijan have always had a good fighting tradition. They've had gold medalists at major events before, but to hold up so strong at this event. But no more points so far in the second period. We're just into the second half now of this fight.
The head kick there.
She goes down, but she'll be happy with that. Takes the head kick, goes totally off balance. You know, in that situation, you're happy to risk a half point when you see the heads out there.
That's a match-changing head kick there, and if you fall over in the execution of that, then obviously that's a kyungo. It's difficult within Taekwondo because how do you throw these great kicks without falling over?
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're falling over too much, then I can understand the logic of the rule, but it's so well applied in terms of that headshot there, and that, as Mandic goes for it again, the entire pendulum of momentum has swung now. Mandic has left the door completely closed, and Konieva, she's going to have to go back to her coach and try and think of something new.
Well, Mandic has done it again, because I think she did it with Simon Alamo, who is a former world champion. The Spaniard seemed to run out of ideas and just couldn't think of a way to get a point, and in the end, with sort of 7 seconds to go, was looking at her coach. She was telling the referee she wanted a kyungo for something. You know, this Mandic, she is doing a number on all these athletes now, and this is warning signs not only for this event but for the future as well.
For sure. I mean, it's physicality plus mentality, and I mentioned Novak Djokovic before, obviously a huge Serbian hero in terms of sport, but Mandic has the same thing. She's so hard to beat. She never knows when she's beat. She's got that dogged tenacity about her, plus the athleticism, and that is, when we've talked before about making it look simple, she does that. It's far from simple, because if it was simple, everyone would be the champion.
Yes, and she's hardly breathing as well, and that's another important factor. She's not exerting a lot of energy. She's 6-1 up with 1 period to go, and she's got plenty left.
Yep, she's a top-class athlete. And actually, the last time at the European Championship, she did some commentary with me. Very, very good English speaker, a media student. So we'll need to watch out for her jobs, because if she's this good and good at commentating, thankfully she's still young.
She's a prettier version than me, that's for sure.
I wouldn't say that, Adrian. Good fake there from Mandic, just to keep Konieva away, and she does again with that pushing kick in the open stance. Konieva is going to have to try and use a back kick, or she's changed it up here and again. Well, I'm guessing that focus is the same word in Serbian, and that's so important for Mandic. Actually, I was talking to Dragan, her coach, and that when she trains, she gets obviously different sparring partners to mimic the styles of all of her rivals, and she plays a soundtrack of the stadium noise while she trains.
Wonderful. How professional is that? What? How professional is that? Konieva comes in to try and get some points back and just takes a straight head kick from really close range, and that's just about put the final nail into this semi-final here. In fact, good defense from Mandic. Konieva really launched a hard attack there. Mandic used both hands, and I think the Ukrainian coach.
It's the Serbian coach, is he?
It is, yes, actually, but the judges first. Judges get first refusal.
Let's have a look and see if we can decipher what happens here. Yep, that was the clean shot. Obviously, there's no protest about that one.
Yeah, it knocked her over. It was actually a knockdown kick. Her legs went wobbly, down she went. The judges look as if, yeah, they're going to give it. The referee. Well, they're not going to do it, but the card will pop out, and she'll take the 3 points that way. What a beautiful view of that kick was. The fact that she got knocked down, we're just trying to listen. Yeah, he's just pointed to the face. The fact that she actually was knocked over in the process, oh my goodness, that was vicious. And she's down for the count. But the referee didn't count, and that actually was an issue where she should have counted. Now, the only issue is, is that just underneath the jaw? If you're looking on the video replay...
Listen, if that's not a head kick, I'm giving up. I'm packing my bags, I'm going home.
Yeah, they've done that. But, John, you take my point.
I
the
do,
actual
absolutely
contact
do. Yep.
was just
no,
under.
I wasn't being mean at you. I was meaning
I'm being a little bit pedantic about this.
No, just playing devil's advocate in it. You're absolutely right. Accuracy is the key. But if the rules mean that... Anyway, immaterial. Scores.
You're absolutely right, John. She's virtually knocked the girl out on the floor there.
Yep.
And you are right. I think the stones, the tablets of stone of Taekwondo rules would have been shaking if that one had not been given. But Mandic has... she's just taken another 3 points. She'll get a Kyungo. Even the scoreboard operator's lost it a little bit. He's taken the score off. We'll find out what the score was in a second. But, yeah, Konieva...
She shakes her head ruefully. She knows, and just a little bit overmatched there, Konieva. No discredit to her, but yeah, that's the champion there.
Well, what a reaction, wasn't it? She just said, what am I supposed to do against that? And that just... well, that will give the Serbian coach a lot of confidence for the final. Milica Mandic, superb from start to end, and what a combination of scores she's got to her name. I commentated on her first bout. That was a 15-1. She won 11-1 in the first round, 12-3 in the second. They better check how many digits they've got on this scoreboard. She is firing.
Yep, that was some basketball scores there from Mandic, and this is how she did it.
38 points in 3 games. That's not bad going, is it? And Konieva just... all she can do is look at the scoreboard and watch the 3 points go on. And
let's just watch this.
Oh, bang. And that wasn't a fall over, that was the legs crumbling.
Yeah.
Because you've just been smacked in the face. There's the other 3 points at the very end of the bout as well. She's just sort of setting her sights in place. We may have a bit of local interest in the next bout. The flags are starting to wave. Mandic